3, 2, 1.
Or you GPS, or you moving and shaking, or you just GPS, moving up in location, or you GPS, or you moving and shaking, or you just GPS.
Or you just BSing. What it do?
It was good. Everyone was good.
I'm saying it's Ark Medina right now. You know what I mean?
Word. It's your boy Theme.
Word.
NYC and the place to be.
Peace to all my fans.
Word up. Peace to all our fans.
I do this for y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, can't get enough of it.
You know what I'm saying?
Word up. What's good? So basically,
Hollywood right now. I got my shades.
Word. We went Hollywood. You know,
Ark drops one album with a book and he turned Hollywood.
Word up.
That's it, man.
People going up to me in the streets asking for autographs, pictures, and I'm like, yo, just chill.
New phone. Who this? New phone.
Like, straight up.
I don't even know.
Leaving them on red.
So I'm gonna just rock my shades because I'm not seeing y'all right now. You know what I'm saying?
The lights is too bright. Too fucking bright.
It's too bright.
Facts.
I gotta dim it down a little.
Yo, my peoples, it is good to be back, man. We're still recovering from that rollout. Seriously, it was definitely, I mean, what we anticipated, but probably a little bit more, man, than what we hoped for. So it was really good. Great turnout.
It was really nice. We had a great turnout, a lot of love, a lot of great energy, some good vibes, great music. I think, you know, for the most part, I mean, we learned a few things to improve for the next one, but for the most part, I think it was a success, you know?
Yeah.
And shout out to Fort Hamilton Distillery for their hospitality and the great drinks and all that, man. It was a dope event and a dope spot.
We had the pool sharks in there playing billiards.
Word up.
I don't know if they were playing for money or not, but
you know, everything went by so quickly. It's like
too quickly.
Beforehand, you know, you got you mentioned the billiards, right? And then we had a chessboard there. In my mind, I'm like,
we didn't even get to play chess.
I didn't get to even touch the pool table, but it was just like going back and forth, speaking to everyone, touching base, man. It felt really good. I saw a lot of faces that I haven't seen in a while, and man, I felt the love, man. It's great, you know. I think everyone here is. We definitely like push out that love and that positive vibe and just to see it come back full circle, you know, makes it all worthwhile, you know, and let you know why you even have that mind state to begin with, man. And I think just the fruition of everything, you know, again, everything proper preparation, you know, led to like completion.
We got organized. You know, we made a checklist of all the things we needed to get.
Especially with y'all fuckers. Y'all brothers is so on point. I love that about y'all.
You know, just keeping up with technology and, you know, getting tech savvy helps. It helps. I mean, we got the flyers printed. We got the QR codes. We did promotional materials. We did stickers.
I put stickers on my bike and shit. It was dope, man.
We got to get a new stand for the step and repeat for the next one because the stand we had was a little flimsy, but that's my fault. That's my fault. We made it work though. We made it work.
Yeah. Definitely made it work.
The pictures still look official, man. And the kids caught a hold of the stickers too. That was pretty funny, man. They Xavier had the sticker on the cheek. I'm like, yo, he doing the Nelly with the sticker and stuff.
Going hard with the promotion, right?
Shout out to Rich Villa, man. Some amazing pictures, man.
Amazing, because he took those pictures, man, and like, man, it's just really amazing. And his turnaround time. Anyone needs like amazing quality photos in a super turnaround time, like, and that's not even like because you know sometimes people like taking their time with things, and that's good and all as well. You know, everybody has a different process, but to be so efficient and the quality that he provides, he's amazing, man. He's real talented.
We were lucky. I mean, he's part of the family, right? Like he's literally part of your family.
He's locked in. He knows he's locked in for everything. So. He has no say. Sorry, Rich. Love you.
Overall, a great dude too, man. I was vibing with him for a bit, man. The conversation was
really great.
You know, good dude, man. And he was able to chill out and vibe and have fun and still manage to be able to work it and get some great work in. And
exactly.
pictures were amazing.
And also, shout out to Luminary on the sound system. You know, like the music was on point. We got to the microphone worked good.
Microphone worked good. Well, that's my microphone. You know what I mean?
No doubt,
we will give a bad review really quick. Eaz, what's the name of that stand?
Oh, shit, I don't even remember. Damn,
it was that whack. We don't even remember.
Yeah.
We bought
stands for them. They were supposed to hold up to what, 60 pounds?
60 pounds.
The speakers were like 39 pounds, and as soon as we plopped them right on the stand, that shit just tipped over, bro. Yeah,
it was crazy.
Hopefully, you guys got a refund for that.
Yeah, I returned it, man. I'm waiting on the refund. I dropped it off at FedEx yesterday too. I was a little lazy after the event, man. It was almost like I felt accomplished, you know. So I kind of shut down after the event, but I
felt the same way, right? Because it's like you work so hard, right, to present something, you know. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get my little shameless promotion
out of nowhere.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't even see it, girl. You know what I'm saying? But
futuristic.
But no, you work hard for something, and it's like when you reach that goal, and then you accomplish it, right? This is how you learn non-attachment as well, because these goals don't define us. They are milestones that we celebrate, but they don't define you, because there's so much more I could do, you know what I mean? Or don't do or whatnot. So it's more so who we are is who we are. These achievements are more so to fucking really suit the ego at the end of the day, bro, in one way or another, you know? Nonetheless, it's better to, you know, be on that path where you're gonna move towards accomplishments. And because when society is operating in that fashion, you're just gonna have a lot more peace and harmony in general. My bad. You know, you know me. I see
you, but you've been consistent with your quotes from, like, are they exact excerpts of the book? You're posting like daily quotes.
Yeah, I kind of cut them up a little just to make them more digestible and quick.
Okay.
Because, you know, it's like, it's hard to sometimes, you know, it's like you can't just 2 paragraphs and it's like it leaves you a cliffhanger. I want these to be, you know, quick, digestible, just, you know, and they're not all specific to like an affirmation. Sometimes it's just awareness, because the book is just a lot of awareness about what's to really acknowledge your body, how to really detect the root causes of how we feel, why we feel a certain way, and why our body functions a certain way, you know. And when you find out some of these reasons, the root causes, they're real simple to process and to just really overcome. But, you know, the trickle effect of them when they're left unattended or just unprocessed creates way more havoc than what they really could do at their worst in real life, you know?
Yeah.
Point taken is like bad posture. Bad posture fucking destroy you, bro. And like that you'll start getting other ailments, and you'll start like to maybe treat those unaware of, even no matter how much you treat that, you're doing still something that's hindering the healing process of it, you know? So
that's a lot of healing going on behind you.
Yeah. So it's pretty much, you know, just being mindful, and that helps you be in the now. And when you're in the now, that's when you're open to opportunities, and you know, you're more susceptible to quote unquote that magic, you know?
Speaking of magic, that's a dope t-shirt you got on, Eaz. I like that.
Yeah, that's man. You know,
it's a dope design.
Bushido.
Good looking.
I think I saw them in Comic-Con, girl.
Coming soon. I'm excited because I'm touching base. I got a writer developing the script. So what I'm gonna do is, once I get that template and everything, I'm gonna go in and, you know, do all my tweaks. And I'm excited, man. I can't wait.
Just have one of your guys call one of my guys, and I'll see if I can write something for you.
We'll do. Hollywood Ark made an appearance.
I'm excited for everything we got going on, man. You know, I haven't had a chance to pick up the book yet and you know, really get into it and dig into it. But I did, you know, I heard the album. I helped you, you know, roll it out onto streaming sites and all that. And
did you?
Yeah, did I? And I just listening to it, man. I got it like, yo, 5 stars, bro. Like fucking kudos to you. We've been making music together a long time. but I gotta say that I was even still impressed, bro, which
Damn, son.
really is hard to do, man, because you know me, like most of your shit, when I hear you spit it, you know, I got that straight disgusting face from your bars, but hearing like the concepts of what you spoke about in the book put out in song, and it's not just like you just rapping verses and that's it, like
everything had a theme to it.
Exactly. And
No
the
pun intended.
songwriting and all that, it's the songwriting and all that, it was just, great work, bro.
Thank
The
you,
one I'm
bro.
feeling the most right now is Rerouting.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's really resonating with me, man. And then listening to A Way Out, trying to help you out with the video and put that together, man, is
Bro, you are a man of jack of all trades.
Eaz is a jack of all trades, bro.
Yo,
like,
I've been blessed.
You're really coming through, man. Like on the technical side, bro, is next level, man.
Man, I appreciate
that.
That was the main reason for the engineer moniker, man. It's not just music. It's just I'm a real technical person, man, and I try to take everything that I learned and use it for my benefit, our benefit, whatever way that I can. I want to be able to do that because
to do that, all of those hats, and also perform and. Son, I give it to you, man. Seriously,
exactly.
And I'm hyped for our project too, man. But,
so check it, Ark. So me and Eaz were like, yo, maybe we could get that track that we that track that I jumped on.
You late to the show, bro.
To maybe use it for the project.
Perfect. Yeah,
man.
Because I get it. Listen, the album had a flow to it. It had a certain set of topics and just the way the music came together. You know what I'm saying?
100%. There was a lot of like even more content I wanted to do, right? I had more idea.
You're telling a story. You're telling a story in the album.
And I had other songs and I wanted like to touch on flows but it's hard to really, it's not hard, but it's just.
But you were doing something specific though, and it needed to fit with that. Whereas this shit that we gonna drop at the end of the year is straight in your face. Hip hop,
it's reckless again.
I love 1-2 punch,
and that's what took so much time. Like we're releasing music too, because it's like this is like so fucking, orchestrated and fucking and themed that it's hard to like blend in something that doesn't really.
You got to pay me royalties when you say my name
every time you say
every time. I'll cash app you. It just automatically pops. Yo, soon you'll be able to fucking just say that shit. It's crazy.
That track is fire from what I heard. That Masters of Ceremonies, that shit is fire. We got another joint that we're working
you get it on it, right? You get it on that one? I think you should get on it.
Let's see how it turns out, man. Let's see how it turns out, because we got that other joint that the three of us are gonna jump on that I'm gonna be producing as well.
Yeah.
I think the whole EP is gonna be about 5 or 6 songs, so it looks like we're about halfway through. We're gonna try to get that other half done and get that out by the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely before December. It's crazy, right? Like you told me, a few people's like, yo, don't forget to promote your stuff. Wow, because I'm so right now. Like, again, I was accustomed to working towards something, right? So now that we accomplished it and we celebrated and then we rested, now it's like time to go back at it. But now, again, I got to bring the focus back in and understand that I'm so hyped because,
there's still a job to do. Yeah, there's still a job to do.
And as for my artist point, which I did all pretty much my music career, is like I just go to the studio and just record a bunch of shit, and it's like sometimes they're just aimless tracks, and like their verses here and verses there. But now I want everything just be way more orchestrated,
No, but don't sell yourself short, man. You're doing well. I see you online, man, and you're active. You're putting out your reels for your songs. You got your quotes every morning that you putting up. You're on there. You're doing your thing, man. Now the only thing to focus on is trying to continue to make new content. But that doesn't mean you can't repost the stuff that you already had. Just mix in new content. Keep pushing your shit, and you'll see. You'll get the hang of it, man. I know it's new right now,
and it's crazy because you got to get creative with it too, right? And that takes time too, right? So before, where it was when I'm writing, like for the book, I'm pretty much writing the same shit for the music, but now this is not like writing like per se. This is more a different creative bag that really takes even more of your time because you're fishing through a bunch of stuff. You're looking through mad things that is like kind of there's not, although it's super creative and it's for music, Yeah, I can't like use a lot of that into writing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not the
like
same. This is
it's
more
not
of
the
a
same.
visual
Yeah,
thing, and you also can't be indecisive, man, because you have to remember you're selling it, and you got to do whatever you can to sell it. If you spend a week trying to finalize a fucking reel, I mean, you should have had 5 reels out. You know what I mean? So
facts. Yeah,
it's real hard to be indecisive. You got to make real quick decisions because tomorrow's a new day and new content, new song to focus on, new thing to
yeah.
push.
No.
And
And
plus,
that's
you
what I'm gonna do.
never
I'm gonna
know
shoot a
what people
video
are
for
gonna
each one.
like, man. You could
You're
spend
right.
eight hours on some shit, bro, and get no reaction. And then you can record some shit mad quick with your phone and put it up, and all of a sudden is blowing up and everybody loves it. And the amount of work you put into each are nowhere near the same. But you never know what people are gonna like. So the
Yeah.
best thing is to just put the shit out there, and then whatever you're successful with, either try to replicate it or continue to push that. You know what I mean?
Bong. There you go. Words of
Drops the
wisdom,
mic.
man. I mean, listen, and going back to the event real quick, like we had people from all trades, all backgrounds, so much talent in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like musicians, artists. I'm pretty sure there was other book authors there. Just people from all facets of life, man. It was great. It was a great get together, man. Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, man. And you're real blessed, Ark, to even like your shit is all over the internet, bro. Like everybody is not only loving what you're doing, but they're pushing it themselves. And that's great, man. That goes back to the whole positive energy that brought the book out in the first place, where it's like
Full circle,
what
everything,
you put
right?
out there, yeah, it's coming around full circle, man. And it's not just in the product, it's in the way people are receiving it. And I love to see it, man. I that shit is great to me.
Yo,
Like looking and seeing 15 different people on my fucking stories and timeline, all reposting your shit. And it's not just on some, oh, I'm just gonna post what you put up. It's they're putting up their own captions, their own
Yeah.
words, their own experiences with the
Yeah.
book, with the music. It's beautiful, bro. Like there's no other way to like describe it. It's beautiful to see, man.
yeah, thank you, Ak. I swear, bro. It's like this is the part where now I use that as the fuel to if I did it at that scale, imagine if now that you add on, you know what I mean? Because the whole key to everything is just adding on, man, creating a community like that where and I think we're doing that so seamlessly, like, running a business with other people and everyone is an individual entity. It's not the easiest, man, and I think that when you're all aligned, and us, even though we all have different personalities, we're still so fucking aligned. It's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
That things don't become difficult. It's almost like, without getting all crazy, but I see it prophetic. It's all like just shit that's meant to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's also a testament to you because, like, if you were an asshole, nobody's gonna go and do that shit. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Right.
they're supporting what they feel is good energy for them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
No, yeah, but I think that's the whole clique is like that. Everyone that was there, like,
Yeah,
there was no
word.
weird feelings. Like,
Yeah, I met a lot of people for the first
right?
time, man, and they showed me love like they knew me, forever.
Son.
So I felt that was real dope, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And some of the people brought their friends, and it was just dope. And then even seeing some of the people at the restaurant, or shout out to Carlos, shout out to Rick, right? Shout out to Gus, shout out to Odalis, man. Thank you all for coming. But just coming like, oh, you didn't mention anything about, and it's like, I think that all my life, all we did was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that, and you have those intentions to do that, and I think we all have like intentions, like, and it's not. I don't believe in that. Oh, don't say it, jinx it. No, you can speak, but just make sure it's followed with action, and I realized that as much action, you also need a team, and I'm very blessed to have like an amazing team, bro. Shout out to Steven, man. Steven, with the book, he was like definitely like he's so pivotal in that, man. Again, everyone, Eaz, man, with uploading the album, bro. He gave me a whole course. It's like I went to Eaz University real quick, Engineer University, learn how to fucking.
That's the teacher in me, man. That's
yo,
my
no
nature,
lie,
man.
like you would pay. What he taught me, people get paid to do all of this stuff, and it's like in a big corporation. It's its
you
own
got to
department.
send him the invoice for consultation.
It's on the way. It's on the way now.
No, but I mean, speaking of shout outs, like we had people like Prince showed up. Not the Prince, but our boy Prince.
Yes.
Fucking GC.
I love Prince, bro.
GC, we ain't seen in a minute. Shout out to GC.
Shout out to my GC. Really quick, just
Double AB.
Quick story on Prince, bro. How his brother's like, you know, COVID, right? And this is like maybe a year after COVID, right? Still like falling off of its peak, right? Whatever. So I end up getting it, right? And that brother came through with herbs, like, and you know, when everyone's on some, yo, stay away. Nah, that nigga came and like just set me up, hooked up the herb, like, and he was here for like 2 hours, bro, 2-3 hours, bro. And it was just very, very dope to see when you see brothers like that come out and, you know, regardless of whatever propaganda or scare or pen, whatever, just came through, you know. That's love, man. And GC is like, bro, you know,
he's been in the circles for forever.
From, you know, this is back to EOW, you know, where a lot of greats have, you know, graced those stages, and he's a beast too. I know he's still on his grizzly.
Yeah,
right
he's done like commercial music. Like he will write music for big companies. You know what I'm saying?
Movies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and so he's still doing music too.
Double AB's, he's all over Europe touring, you know, doing his hip hop stuff. I would definitely want to do a collab with him.
I got we got so many, like we could do a fucking EP, but every time we do it, it's like we're on some real late night. No engineer is us recording us, and like we have the verses there. We just need to salvage them from the fucking
shout out to Truth. That's, you know, my brother. Like,
we need to get some tracks in with Truth, man. Like,
he staged like he did his last project. The whole joint is produced by the Beat Miners. So he's doing his thing, man. It's a lot. Shout out to the old school East New York crew. Like, come on, we got to show, like. They, you know, we stay in contact with them.
Familia, yo, we stay in the active thread, man. They're like
Ozzy. I mean,
they make the day go by.
That's your family too, like, you know what I'm saying. You got
that's my cousins, man.
Freddie, shout out to Freddie.
Shout out to Freddie, Gio, man. Hoey, thank y'all for coming through, man. That's some real. Again, this is like 30 years plus of you know, growing up together, man. Friendship. My brother, man. Of course, Drew is Dax, man. Like, these are, you know, brothers. It's like. It was amazing to see them come and again, back to what Eaz was saying too, man. I love that it's always, I think I'm always there in everybody's corner pushing, you know, everyone's projects.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Because that's just what whether I'm on it or not. These are my peoples. I'm gonna push them. And I mean, aside, I don't just push it because it's push it. I mean, niggas is ill. Ninjas are ill.
Nah, you already slipped up a long time ago, bro. So don't worry about it.
Right. But so they're ill. So of course, I'm just gonna do that. I'm a fan of music before anything, and I think that's what makes me an artist, makes me a better artist too. So I'm gonna push good music, you know, just all the time. So, you know, seeing them brothers come through and pushing, like, oh shit, this is mine now. Like, it feels crazy, bro. And man, it makes it, again, every night, you know, you stay up writing or thinking of something and you get hype, and just, again, seeing it come to life is amazing, man. So again, shout out to Dax, love you, bro. Shout out to Eaz is on the album a couple times. Again, I think he
I might I'm sorry to interrupt. I might take him up on an offer. He invited us. He does some promotion, right? Like, so for like spots in the city. He's like, yo, come through whenever. I might take you up on that offer, man. Mad love, 100%.
Man. Of course, Drew is a beast, man. Drew is he's such a inspiration too, you know. And he's been on that wave too. So, but you know, life just pulls everybody away, and it's not just because, you know, we're away doesn't mean we're really apart. And this is how technology works in our favor, right? Because again, we stay locked in every day. We're touching base, we're sharing values, sharing ideas, you know, and all of this is therapeutic, bro. You have no idea, bro. And, you know, even in the scriptures.
And I'm happy to like these, I guess this past couple of years, like, obviously I know Eaz forever your brother, but, you know, mostly on the music side of things, but he's been coming through the more like family get-togethers and stuff like that. So I've been able to like build with him on like more of a grounded personal level, and he's a great inspirational person as well, man. Shout out to Eaz.
Is like my he's the rock that I sharpen myself on.
That's
bro.
big, bro. That's big, bro.
Yo,
Wow.
seriously, man. He's of course everything that I do, I always run it by him. Always
and speaking of that, man, the whole way I move right now, man. I mean, I know that like me and Iz joke about it, how I'm like 10 years late, but the reason why I move the way I move is just because like this is what he had been asking of us since forever. When we was making music back in the day and shit. And
Yeah,
Yo,
consistency.
well, yeah, consistency, exactly.
Yeah.
And whereas like, like I had my role, and in my mind it was like, I'm playing my role, he's playing his role, and which was true on one end, but at the end of the day, when it comes to this marketing shit, it's even if you play a role, everybody still has to play a role in the fucking marketing. And I was too young and hard-headed and just to not even know that at the time. And now as I see it, I'm like, damn, if we would have been on this shit like that back then, we would have made a lot more noise. And like even when I tell him that, he's like, bro, you're preaching to the choir, bro. So shout out to Iz, man, for knowing what needed to be done and for providing the groundwork for what I base everything that I fucking do right now. So shout out to
Eaz is like, it's funny how Eaz is a one syllable and Eaz is like,
I should do a track.
Is perfect segue to Zoe and Gigi, who stopped by too from Indigenous Gems, and these are my family, my nieces. I love you. This is I don't know if I can hold on, we can, I don't know. Yeah, that's all.
You're a hologram, bro. What's that? What is that?
They make these,
that's beautiful,
organic,
man. That's dope.
Herbal soap. This is infused with quartz crystals. They have a whole bunch of these products. Again, just go on Instagram, Indigenous Gems. They live that, this whole organic and you should do this or eat this. They're 100%. They live by it, man. And
I don't know if
they make products of it, and they're doing really well. They got a few stores. Green Acres
That's dope,
Mall.
man. We should definitely like big them up, put the Instagram on there, promote this stuff too. That's
Zoe
beautiful,
and Gigi,
man.
I love you. Yeah, they're doing
so there is his daughters, and Gigi probably don't remember that me or like I didn't really get to speak to her that day of the event, but she's his oldest, and this is how far back we go. Me and you guys.
You said that blew my mind, right?
What?
The story when you first met me, how I had Gabar on my shoulders, right?
Gabar was a little kid. He was a little. I
remember that day too.
Maybe 3 or 4.
It was a Sunday. Sutter Gardens,
He had him on the show. I always tell that story, like, when I met this.
Bro.
But it is so like, I mean, we were already friends by then, and you guys came to my daughter's. I think it was like her second or third birthday, and Iz came with Gigi. She was little, so they met when they were like little kids, like they were around the same age, they were probably like the same age or like a year apart. And Iz came with Gigi. I have a picture of them somewhere where they're all like the little kids are in a picture, and Gigi's there, my daughter's there. That's how far back we go, man. So this is a real friendship bond that has lasted for years. Obviously, we've been through our we've been through our rough patches just like everyone else has, but we've persevered and we've maintained that strong bond.
It's the same with Eaz. Eaz, how we go back to like 2008, right?
2008, about 2008 when I opened up my first studio in downtown Brooklyn.
Crazy, son.
How far we go back.
That's like 20 years almost, bro. Time is just like, fucking zooming past, son. This shit don't stop, man.
Yeah, it doesn't, man.
Now we got to get Theme out of rap retirement, bro. Because I wouldn't bullshit you, bro. Like you sent me that mixtape shit from back in the day. I was like, oh shit, your flow and your voice.
It's cute. It was cute.
Dope.
It was cute.
Fucking dope. And then I heard the track yesterday. I'm like, why the fuck you don't rap? So I'm like, well, why are you?
Too many groupies, bro. So he can't walk outside because of that.
I can't take this too much, bro. I got to keep the shades on.
Fire. Bro.
So thank
Presence
you.
on the track. Like your voice, command, bro.
Confidence,
like you're 10 feet tall, bro. When you're
he sound like Raekwon on the low, bro.
That's my voice. I could project. My voice projects. You know?
That's his animal spirit.
That's an understatement, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, they used to say I sound like Ray. Not specifically like his words, but like more like the way he projects his voice, like Raekwon. Yeah. I wasn't trying to sound like Ray, but it just, you know.
But let's bring this back, right? Even there's add more context to this.
Yeah.
And it's funny that
I was actually a member of T Weapons at one point.
And no also lie. He was, you know, we're saying Raekwon, but he used to work with, he recorded a few times with True Master, right? Who was part of the Wu-Tang. And and you know, again, he was a heavy hitter, man. Dean was definitely a hot boy at that time.
Yeah, I was highly impressed. Highly impressed.
I appreciate that. Just a quick little recap of my history of how I encountered these brothers. So, this kid I went to middle school with, Enoch. Well, he didn't go by Enoch. He didn't go by. Shout out to Eternal. His real name's Darnell. But so we went to some gathering one time, and he introduced me to at the time, T Weapons. They were called Iron Grasp. It was I don't remember what you guys called yourselves back then, but it was Ark, Eaz.
You know what was my rap name at that
Pyramid.
time?
Was it Pyramid?
Bro.
Pyramid.
What the fuck is that, bro?
Psalms was Iconoclast. What was Eaz? Eaz was something else.
Eaz was IQ.
IQ, yeah. And so
it's cute.
So at the time I had my own group.
His name was the Master of Ceremonies.
So there was a play on words. So theme is an acronym. Back then it used to mean the mic enhancer. Right? It was the ME, mic enhancer, and then it evolved to the master element. That was during the Wu-Tang era when everything was like crazy. So it was the master of elements, and then it turned into the main event.
Yeah, I like the main event.
So I was part of the group for a while. So I had my own group at the time called Catch 22. Shout out to Mental Son, Mental Son, Enoch. So we actually recorded a few tracks at the studio in Bushwick. I think it was called Playtime Studios. I think so. I don't know if you guys ever went to it, but
of course.
They had a legit. We recorded some tracks out of there, but I don't know.
It's so funny how Fatal Fountain, right? Yeah, how 6 degrees of separation. Fatal Fountain, right? Shout out to 6, shout out to Sarge.
Yeah.
But I met Spit Gems through Sergeant, because he's from that Cypress fam too. You know, shout out to Spit Gems too. He's just dropped a few albums too. Y'all should tap into his music too. He's definitely dope. But this is all like we're from this cloth, bro, of that era. You know, shout out to Thurston, and there's like a resurgence. And he's always been popping, really. You know, maybe he laid off a little off the music and started doing a little bit more articles. You know, he came out in Ralph Lauren and billboards everywhere, bro. It was to be a low life and then to, you know, make it like to work with Ralph Lauren. That was crazy achievement as well.
Yeah, dope.
But that's all from the era where we're grinding. And
I'm gonna look for that. I'm going to look for that picture of us. We're on Mental Son's stoop in East New York on Logan.
I think I got it somewhere. Hold on.
It's with Ark. I'm sorry to interrupt. Ark is on there. I think Psalms is in it. It's Fatal Fountain. My boy Mental. Man, those were the days. That was like 90s, circa 96, 97 maybe? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The golden era.
Picture you right here, bro.
I know. I saw that. You shared that. I'm sorry, Ark. So what were you saying?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. You fucking took me out.
No, because I'm reminiscing. Like you got me into reminiscing mode. Man.
He didn't know where he was going. It's all good. He didn't know.
Yeah. So listen. Long story short, we're doing the group thing. Some stupid shit happened one day back in '99. I get shot, and then it's not about that. The story isn't about because whatever I survived or whatever. But after that.
You're a clone.
So after that, I went another round and started focusing on beats. You know what I'm saying? I left because, I was already living in so at the time, my daughter was already 2 years old. So I was, I was with her mom. We were living together. So I diverted my focus and I stayed in music, but I diverted from being a performer and an MC to making beats. Okay. I was making beats for a while. I was doing beats. I had a core Trinity at the time. Then I got a Triton eventually. So I was mostly doing the beats on that. And, I was sampling stuff. And then I finally back in, I forgot what year it was. It was early 2000s. I had my one hit wonder. It was this beat that I did, and I remember you guys heard it, and Eaz had the idea to let's do this track, and it ended up being Mira Mira. So Mira Mira,
nice,
and then you guys got Notch on it, and then we somehow got Pitbull. At the time, Pitbull wasn't like the huge superstar that he is now.
He was on the rise. He had culo, remember?
He was on the brink.
Tremendo culo.
Yeah. So Pitbull was doing his thing, and he got on the track, and it was crazy. Like, and from there, T Weapons.
Well, it started getting crazy with just Notch on it first, because Notch was popping at that time.
Pitbull. Yeah. I mean, that song was a super hit. I mean, you guys got so much shows out in the West Coast, Texas.
Bro, I quit my job because of that shit.
It was crazy, man. So it propelled the group to another level. But I was focusing on beats at the time. So that's why. And I did a few mixtape joints in the early 2000s, but I I never really focused on doing like a MC type of thing or anything like that.
Gotcha.
So now again, we have brought you back.
Yeah. So now, I say, let me dust off the gloves and see if I still got it. See, it's like riding a bike. It's like riding a bike.
More. So
So we're gonna write to some of your joints. I think we have a couple in store. So just man. It's we definitely got
it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah. We gotta combine it, form Voltron.
Yeah, and we could. I'm excited for what the future holds. You know what I'm saying? Word, son.
If I was outside, these would be shades, but I'm indoors right now.
Oh, those are the ones that darken up.
Transitional ones, yeah.
That's dope.
Tony Stark shades. They just fucking son. Total.
Sidebar.
What's up with your fucking boy
Drake?
Budden and Drake, son?
Yeah, so tell us what's going on with that. That's some tea for y'all. We're gonna switch it over, drop some.
I mean, everybody.
They beefing with each other, right? Oh yeah, that post that Drake put out.
So yeah, basically Drake dropped his album, and Budden said, mind you, Budden is a self-proclaimed big Drake fan. He just said that
I'm gonna keep my shades on.
He's making I'm paraphrasing, obviously. He's making music for people that are not of his age. He would like to see him, I don't know if he said collaborating or just focusing on music more for the people in his age range. But I literally think that was it. Like, I don't even think he said that the album was whack. Like, again, I saw a small clip.
So Joe wasn't even trying to like take shots like that. He was just telling how he thought about.
Exactly.
Right? So he said that set it off. Drake responded emotionally.
Yeah,
next level.
He went in on an Instagram post, right? Like he wrote a whole paragraph about it.
Yeah,
like
it took him like 10 insults to get to something that actually was kind of funny. It was, you could tell it was posted from a place of hurt. Why? What? Somebody he claims failed at music, saying something would bother him to that degree.
Right.
That shit was not a post. That shit was like a fucking mini book.
Word up. It was an introduction.
He fucking dropped a whole like 2 chapters, bro.
So why? So somebody in Drake's success level, right? Why would he even care? Why would he care?
He shouldn't.
So
and if you're gonna respond, then like wrap it up in like 3 lines or some shit. Like,
right.
He wrote a whole fucking
He was
and then he did more. So
did it go past that? Did it go past that?
Yeah, because Budden responded. I didn't hear the response. Okay. So if y'all did, y'all could chime in.
I didn't see nothing after that.
I think today they just released some stuff, right? Where he put it on his Patreon. Of course, smart. If you're gonna respond, get paid for that, right? Fuck that. Yeah. So he put it on his Patreon, and then now they got like just little clips and stuff. But he's pretty much. He also said that on top of that, Drake sent him a DM.
What?
Yeah, and then he made them public, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, he aired out. He was.
You can't argue with anyone anymore, like through text, bro, because that shit'll go public. He get screenshot.
While he was going over it, he did exclude a few. He's like, no, that's personal. I'm not going to say that. Moved on to another point, but he basically what Drake was saying was like, yo, you don't like try to create you don't like my music, fine, you don't like my music, but don't create this narrative of that I'm dating these younger women and making me like a little weird. Now you make me look a little creep vibes, which is kind of true. But then it's funny, right? Yo, this is how crazy Budden is, because in his response, how he responded was he referenced all the songs where Drake is saying the women's names. Some shit, I forgot the names of the songs, but he literally says 21, another one's 25, and then he's talking, and in every song he's talking about she's like they're young, or she's very young, growing up, she's breaking, and almost every song is getting dumped by a chick. So he was just speaking to all of those, like he broke down the meaning of the songs, like he responded, so which was kind of dope to see. But so, you know, which is at the end of the day is still adding more clicks to
And
Drake,
I really
and
don't
everyone's
even think
checking
that
it
he's
out.
and mind you, he wasn't even wrong in what he said. Second,
And
he has a platform to say it. 3, you
That's
could
what he
choose not
does.
to hear it. I mean, you
Yo,
could choose to ignore it.
somebody on his panel said a good point, right? He was like, you have people who like you know, people who talk about the sports, right? They aren't at the level of the sport
Of
people who are
course
they
not.
speaking about,
Yeah.
like crazy. So they're just speaking on it. But you know what I think also triggered them is that J. Cole fucking went super ham on that, bro.
Fucking bodied that. Yo, I'm a
I need
huge
to hear
J. Cole,
that.
I'm a huge
I
J.
need
Cole
to hear that.
fan. I think J. Cole runs circles around
J. Cole is
anybody that's out right
top
now.
10.
I can't believe.
Yeah. And I haven't always felt that way. I used to think that he was just
same.
average, but he's hit a zone right now.
He's
he
nasty.
he hit something, bro.
He just, bro.
He definitely found the philosopher's stone, and he is like super sane.
I see what you did there.
Bro, but
Hey, watch your mouth. So
he's found a way to be lyrical, be appealing, and be commercial without being soft.
So that's this is on the album.
That's another
thing. On the album for All the Dogs.
Yeah, this is on the album. He's on one of the joints.
First person
shooter. Oh, okay.
His verse.
Okay.
So then now, aside from that, they were saying playlist. How for like ever, you know, since both of them have been out, they're saying, "Oh, who's better? And they've been on other songs, but the other songs were girl tracks, right? They weren't. So they can't really. No one could really show like their level. So this was a like go crazy song.
Cole is making it a point to never be doubted by anyone. So if he's jumping on your track, he's gonna body the shit out of you. Because I'm also a huge Benny the Butcher. I'm a huge Benny the Butcher fan. But Johnny P's Caddy, he got like this, and I don't even think Benny's verse was bad. Like I like it; it was good.
He just went so crazy.
Bro.
That's like what Eminem would do when he would jump on features. Right?
When people stop wanting to rap with him, right? Yeah.
That's what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing on an Eminem level. He's like
so
just going
now
in and
whenever he jumps on a record, it's like there's gonna be no doubt in anybody's mind.
You got to keep your you got to keep your sword sharp when you're jumping on the track with him.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And I'll be honest, like me personally, I've never been a huge Drake fan. I can see why he's appealing and why people have liked him throughout the years. But like personally, it was just never my cup of tea or whatever.
Right. He's not that boom bap style.
Right.
Not to say that that's your cup of tea, but
it is. I'll even admit it. Like it is, which is kind of why I'm more partial to J. Cole. But then when I listen to Cole, I'm like, yo, he got the lyrics and the type of references, the metaphors and the shit that I like. Yeah. But he makes music that's not what you would think I would like. Yeah. But like for me,
he blends it really well.
You know why I give Drake a pass? Like I could fuck with Drake because when he gets serious on shit and he's spitting bars. Yeah. He's not singing like the girls. I get the girl stuff. He's singing romantic shit. But I'm talking about like when he's really going in on some hard shit. Pause.
Yeah,
he goes in, bro. Drake got bars. But not J. Cole level. Not J. Cole level.
And that's crazy, right? Because if you say that shit to a real Drake fan, they gonna think you're out of your mind saying some shit like that.
Yeah, I'll get canceled.
But look at Cole's. Forget about just like subject matter, but look at Cole's his wordplay, his flow, the way he and gets back on it, and then like, bro, all that shit is like it's like he's spent his time studying, writing and putting together lyrics and putting.
And he's from LA, right?
Cole is from North Carolina, and he spent some time. He spent some time in Queens.
And look, Drake could get crazy on it too. Look, Drake
of course.
They're saying
his skill level, I never doubted. But like, I don't know, man. When I hear Cole right now, from like I like 2014 Forest Hill Drive. I like KOD. But if you go from the off season, which I think was 2021, from the off season to now, lyrically, like he's
nasty.
He's destroying everything. Yeah.
He definitely elevated. And this is what they were saying also too, that Drake, that he kind of watered down his style. And he's more easy, like more digestible, right? Where
to cater to the ladies,
to cater to just the younger crowd, and just for music on the go.
Which is probably the point that Budden was trying to make.
Yeah.
He said that. So he said that.
Do you think there's some validity to that?
Of course, he said that J. Cole's verse was the best verse on the album. So shit like that.
That probably got under his skin.
Of course,
I mean, I can hear how that could get under his skin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to say you put out a whole project and somebody else shined more than you on your whole album. That's kind of like, you know what I mean?
But to me, then you're kind of oblivious to what's going on, because if you're gonna have this man be a feature on your album, like that's the one you got to spend your time on and really make sure that you're not being outshined. Like at worst, you should be on the same level. You know what I mean?
And then Budden was like, "Yo, how you gonna let him start off the verse?" And like J. Cole starts the verse off saying he's number one, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, he starts off the whole song saying he's number one.
He did give him props by saying, he said, what did he say? He said me, Kendrick, and Aubrey were like the big three. But then he even brought it back and said that, but right now I feel like I'm Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
So he's still he's
But in the beginning, he was like, he said,
knows you ain't fucking with him right now.
He said, I'm not three, I'm not two, I'm the Euro, right? So he's saying he's the number one, bro. Like he said it a few times. He did always reference Drake again, like, yeah, me and Drake and me and with the Spider-Man meme, whatever. But
right. I got that. I got that one.
Yeah, so you got that reference, yeah.
But okay, yeah, I did.
We should segue us into like Marvel.
But wait, real quick. Did Joe Budden retire? Is he putting out new stuff?
He's retired in the sense that he said that he's not working on no more music.
I mean, he's up there too. Like he's got bars too. Like Joe Budden is nice.
Budden was
he's always been nice.
So what
do you think he should come out of retirement and just throw a little?
He said don't hold your breath.
Yeah. So what people have been doing, they've been pulling out old footage of old Drake, like super young Drake.
Yeah, giving him props. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Budden has his fucking phone out and filming him. Yo, shout out to Joe Budden, man. You know, I want to rap like you. Like, just kind of like just giving him praise and shit. And it's so funny how he says all of that. But meanwhile, like.
Plus, honestly, I'm a little like, for me, like to me, calling him a failed rapper, I mean, that's not accurate, man. Okay,
it's a bit of a reach.
Yeah, that's a reach, man. Because I mean, obviously, he's never reached the level of success that you are currently experiencing.
Right.
But to say he's a failed rapper, like that's like, if you're gonna insult, then be a little more accurate, bro. This dude does deserve his accolades.
Right. He's got some gold records out there.
Look,
exactly.
I think that footage spoke to it. Drake, you gotta remember, a lot of the greats took other artists' vibe and flow, and you sometimes even assimilated it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I mean, I think there's a lot of rappers out there who come out. You know, there's stories about all the greats.
Yeah, it's not the 12th man on the bench criticizing the superstar. Like you're, and it wasn't even criticism. But if you're gonna categorize it as criticism, then I mean, it's coming from a place of somebody who's been there, done that. Yeah, not on some like this dude shouldn't be talking. Like I hate when people bring that shit up. First off, in this day and age, everybody has an opinion whether you like it or not. Like, you know what I mean? So that's the first thing. Everybody's free to say whatever they want to say. Second, it's like it's coming from a place where like people are already interested in his opinion, right? He's got a viewership with his podcast and all that. And then three, he knows what he's talking about because he's been there before. So
he's not new to the game.
Yeah. To me, that's why his response was just way off the mark, like way off the mark.
He was in his feelings a little bit.
Yeah, way more than a little bit.
Well, so speaking of rivalries, I mean, there's another rivalry going on with Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul. So Logan Paul, obviously you guys know about the Paul brothers, right? These YouTubers turned boxers now. I mean, listen, Jake Paul, he was laughable at first, like, you know, doing these exhibition matches with like no names or cans, but I think he's somewhat proven himself. I mean, I wouldn't still
That he could fight.
I wouldn't consider him like a legitimate top tier
Like
boxer
an elite.
by any means. By any means. I mean, we just saw Canelo put on a crazy performance a couple of weeks ago. Like, you could see how a legitimate professional boxer moves. But yeah, but anyway, he's gained his respect somewhat, right, in the boxing realm. So Logan Paul, he could say, I mean, he's got a fight with Floyd Mayweather under his belt. Like, he literally went, you know, he literally went. I mean, he did have size on Floyd, but he went all rounds with Floyd Mayweather. So I guess he could brag about that. So this dude Dylan Dennis,
but Mayweather at like 49 and shit.
At 49, yeah, it was an exhibition. You know, you could say whatever you want to say, but he still went all rounds with, you know, the greatest boxer ever. You know, arguably. I mean, I like Mike Tyson better. I like Roy Jones better. I like Canelo better.
It depends
on a lot
of
fighters. I like Manny Pacquiao. What you base
it on? If you're going on stats,
skill wise, I mean, Mayweather's
stats is Mayweather.
untouchable. But as far as entertainment wise, there's a lot of other boxers I can name that I like more. But that's just my opinion. But you can't take away the fact that Floyd Mayweather is like retired undefeated. He's the best boxer ever. But so anyway, back to what do you guys know about this?
I saw just highlights. Did he really get hurt like that? Like how they're saying?
So they had a face off. They did a presser. So Dylan Dennis, he's 2-0 in MMA. He's actually a grappling. He's a high level grappler. He was doing good as a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. And then this was years ago. I'm talking about like maybe 8 years ago. And then he decided to go the professional route. He got signed to Bellator. He did a couple of matches, then he got injured, so he was out for a couple of years. So now he decided to play the heel because he's known as Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach. You know, he's gone out, so he's trying to personify Conor like the bad boy heel, doing crazy shit in press conferences. So, you know, it's mostly an act. I mean, the guy he's a good grappler, but he's won a couple of MMA fights, but that's it. Like, he's never done any boxing at all. You know what I'm saying? So why are you doing a boxing match?
It's like putting Michael Jordan on the ice skates and shit, right?
Yeah, it's basically all for views. It's all for views. I mean, the Logan brothers got viewers. You know, they gain viewers. Like they have an audience.
Products too. They have
the Prime drinks. Shout out to Prime. Send us a check. We would love to be sponsored by you.
For as many of them as I bought for my son, heck yeah.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I mean, the presser got out of hand. They started throwing bottles at each other. So there's like footage of fucking Dylan catching him with a bottle. He started bleeding a little bit. Logan Paul started bleeding. So hopefully the fight happens. I would still want to see it for the spectacle of it. You know, just as, you know, see the outcome of it, but it's not, I don't take it seriously. Like, it's not like a legitimate.
It's an exhibition. Yeah. I'll see it for that.
So, but check it though. So here's the TMZ aspect of this whole situation, right? So when they signed on for the fight, Dylan went and started posting pictures of Logan's fiance, this chick, what's her name? Dina? Some shit. So this chick, you know, she's known to have a history of having a lot of partners prior to, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's got a somewhat of a body count. Yeah. So he was putting that on blast. So he's putting pictures of her and this and that. So it got so crazy that what do you call it? She filed a lawsuit against him. So now the fight was in jeopardy because of that. So she put a fight. So now you see the Paul brothers talking shit like, oh, you know, Dylan's not going to make any money now because of this lawsuit and his wages are going to get tarnished and this and this and that. So people kind of like, there's backlash against the Paul brothers because they're like, so what are you doing? Like, you're kind of being petty now, right? Like, you kind of being fight though. Yeah, they are building the fight. So that's really it. At the end of the day, you know, there's a lot more like serious professional fights coming up that I'm really interested in. But it's a good sideshow.
It is.
Keep
It
your
is a
mind
good
off of the
distraction.
craziness. It's a great distraction. Yeah. So. But hopefully he
safe.
doesn't sue him for he caught him with a bottle, bro. Like I think it was a plastic bottle, but he was bleeding a little bit.
That's what I saw. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah. So to me, I always felt like those little rumbles on the weigh-ins were always like fucking scripted just for promotion. But it seemed like he actually got hurt on this one. So
yeah, he did.
That this shit was a little
You're gonna
more
learn
real
today.
There's a saying. There's a saying. One of the Diaz brothers, I think it was Nick Diaz, said years ago. He's like, "Yo, they selling wolf tickets." It's like wolf tickets is like that WWE shit. Like they're just hyping it up for. So that term stuck. So a lot of people are like, yeah, it's all wolf tickets, man. Yeah. They just want to sell tickets and get people hyped for the fight. So we'll see how this one goes. The one I'm really interested in is Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury. Like that, I'm really interested because he's training with Mike Tyson. Francis Ngannou is training with Mike Tyson. Tyson Fury is like, one of the best heavyweights out there in boxing. So we'll see. And Francis Ngannou is a knockout artist, but in MMA, for UFC, nobody's seen him boxing. So this is the thing, though. This is the trend that's happening. So these MMA fighters are going into boxing because there's a bigger paycheck in these big profile fights, and it's raising awareness, like the companies like the UFC and other, and like mixed martial artists don't really make that much money, like compared to like big name boxers. So there's a thing that they're getting underpaid and not making the purse money that they should be making. So that's why they're going over to boxing and they're getting their asses whipped because they're not boxers. Boxers, all they train is boxing. That's all they train.
There's a certain kind of endurance and stamina there, bro. There's a science for that.
Yeah, there's it's crazy, bro. Like you see the way boxers move, it is called the sweet science for a reason, bro. Because it's not just about throwing punches. That's the least of it. Yeah. It's the footwork, the movement. You're gonna come with an MMA fighter who's used to throwing everything, going for takedowns, the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, the kicking, the knees. And so you got to focus on everything. You know what I'm saying? You got to focus on everything. Boxers are just focusing on that. So what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen?
The boxer is in their element. You're the one who's out of your element.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And a lot of boxing is like instinctive. So think about it the same way with MMA. A lot of the shit that you can't do, that stuff might be instinctive. So now you're in your own head trying not to do the things you're not allowed to do, and the other dude is just straight doing everything that he knows. You're always going to be at a disadvantage.
Exactly. But see, so a lot of the casuals be like, these fucking MMA fighters suck. They can't fuck with these boxers. But okay.
Take but then when you switch it around,
go into an octagon,
put them in there,
and see what happens. That's the analogy. But yeah, so that's it as far as
so is there enough revenue in it for them to be paid more, and they're just not getting paid more? Because I don't know what it's like. Like, does it sell the amount of tickets that a boxing event would? Does it pull in the kind of pay-per-view numbers that a boxing event would?
They're selling out arenas. That the UFC holds events at the T-Mobile Arena. I mean, they're selling out the Garden and tickets at the Garden.
But the fighters aren't getting paid.
Ridiculous.
Should be getting more than
the fighters be getting like fucking $2,000, $9,000.
It's just the lower tier like fighters that just get on board. It's like you get a show money and then you get the win money. So let's say, just to give a general example, right? Like a fighter that just gets signed, a young guy that just gets signed to UFC or whatever. It could be Bellator, it could be PFL. There's so many other organizations, but when people say UFC, they think it's synonymous with mixed martial arts, but the UFC is a promotion. It's not a combat style. Yeah. So there's other organizations, but in general, starting up, like fighters are making less than 10 grand just to show. Yeah. And then if they win, another 10 grand. So 20 grand. After that, after you pay your coaches, you're doing an 8-week training camp. You got all these training partners you got to take care of, your coaches, traveling, that, taxes, like the fuck?
It's not lucrative.
It's not, but when you got people like Conor McGregor that made it lucrative, so I think a lot of the popular fighters, they see it as, this is my avenue to get the attention.
Pay the
right?
dues.
I'm getting put on this platform now that I'm getting all these eyes on me, and that I could generate my own type of income aside from fighting. You know what I'm saying? Because now I have a name. Now I have a star that's really pushing me, and I got the attention. So I think a lot of fighters see it that way, and they, you know, you got people like Sean O'Malley, this Irish kid that's he's a bantamweight. He's got a huge following, and so, you know, he's got a huge YouTube channel. Same thing Izzy was doing, like, before he lost his belt. Like, he's got a huge YouTube channel. You know, they're generating revenues from sponsors.
Other things.
Exactly. So they're using the platform of the UFC to gain revenue in other ways. So that's the smart way to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because just making money off of fighting isn't going to cut
like
it.
Ryan Gordon does.
Gordon Ryan
videos. I mean, Gordon Ryan. He does videos like.
Yeah, instructionals. He does like instructionals. He makes a lot of
money off of that.
Yeah, so he's like
he tours off of that. He visits schools and shit. They pay him, and
seminars. He'll do. Well, he'll get his money from seminars, and then he'll also put out like DVDs. Of instructionals. Like, I mean, he's like top of the tier. Like, he's best grappler in the world right now. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, it's about making a name for yourself. So I think that's what, going back to Dylan Dennis, he's got that mentality. Like, all right, if I act crazy, if I act a fool, I'm gonna get that notoriety. You know what I mean? And it's gonna give me views and this. I think he posted this video about Logan's fiance on Twitter, and that shit had like 1 billion views, not 1 million, like 1 billion views. So can you imagine, like,
that's like the same crazy stuff with Adam 22. Remember what happened with his girl?
Oh yeah.
What happened?
Okay.
Man,
put me on. I don't know.
You know Adam 22, right?
Yeah.
It's like the blogger.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, I gotta jump off in like 5 minutes. I gotta do Rogan, and then I gotta jump on Rogan, and then I gotta I gotta do a couple of interviews. You know, this is what happens when you get all this popularity from the event.
Yeah, might be two of us.
You don't answer my calls. You don't answer my calls anymore. You know.
Well, I mean, you gotta hit up my assistant. Oh, like, I don't know what to tell you.
I love it.
This was a while ago, though. That's the no jumper dude, right? Adam 22. I mean, supposedly his wife did her first
BBC
scene.
Or some shit.
BBC scene, or some shit. And I guess he was getting clowned on Twitter for it or whatever, but I thought he handled it well, though. I mean,
he was okay with it, bro.
He didn't do a drink and put out a whole fucking paragraph.
He like being a cuck.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's some other shit. But their lifestyles are crazy. They're both porn stars. Like,
right.
I mean, what can you expect, bro? So,
fuck. So y'all want to get into some entertainment stuff, some movies?
Loki season 2, man. Second episode dropped today. I didn't get to check it, but I really liked the first one, man. I will say that with this series, there's a real like I guess like I can't find the word disparity in inequality from a lot of the other series that have been dropping with Secret Invasion and Miss Marvel and all those other ones.
Shit makes you think, right?
Loki stands above the rest, bro.
Yo, this shit
I haven't
makes
seen
you
it yet.
think. The storyline.
But you guys got to talk about it, because I don't care if there's any spoilers. I'll be honest, I'm not too hype about it, but I do want to. I am going to see it.
There's nothing really to spoil. There's nothing. They just pretty much
up right where the other one left off.
Yeah. So the first season ended with he goes back to the timeline and Kang took over the timeline, right? Nobody knows him, right?
Nobody
so that's how
knows
it starts,
him, but
right?
So the reveal of the episode is basically the reason why nobody knows him is because he's jumping through time. So he basically got back to before he arrived, so nobody knows him yet. And then like a minute later, he jumps back to the present. Then a minute later, he's in the future. Then, he's jumping through. Basically,
they show him getting all deformed and all crazy,
like how you just looked right there.
But my thing is, at the end of the first season, he who remains Kang the Conqueror was like in charge of everything. So do they go back to that?
So basically, the episode ended with I'm trying to think about it because I only saw it once, but it ended on a little cliffhanger. But they haven't insinuated what's happening after the death of him. Basically,
Yeah.
it's still him jumping
They
through
drop
time,
little
and
hints,
they're trying to
little
fix it. Yeah, they're trying to fix him jumping through
No.
time. That was the main part of the first episode. But he did say, I guess the only thing they did let on is Loki told Mobius, Owen Wilson's character, that infinite versions of him are coming and we got to prepare, and then blah blah blah.
Right.
So like
they're like,
they're
who,
moving towards that. Yeah,
Yep.
he's like, who? And then he smashes a wall because he knows from being in the past and the present, the future, that like a statue of him is behind a wall that's covering it.
But
So he goes and he
that shit don't
smashes it
drop
and it
jewels. How
reveals
like
him.
there's hidden messages behind certain things, man.
Yeah.
One thing I did peep was the dude. Do you guys see Everything Everywhere All at Once?
I didn't, man. I want to watch it.
I
Okay,
started
so
seeing some of it, but
I
every
saw-
time I
I'll
see
be
it is
honest.
at night.
Yeah,
I fall
I'll be
asleep.
honest. I wasn't crazy about it, but that movie got great reviews.
yeah,
A lot of
because
people loved it.
It's well written.
It was-
the
it was a-
idea,
yeah,
the
but it was-
concept is crazy.
It was just a little too much wackiness going on in that movie
Yeah, it was
for
a
me.
lot.
A
It
little,
was a
a
lot.
little too outlandish. So it kind of took me out of it a little. But
Yeah.
anyway, so the dude that was in it, the Asian kid, he's from the Goonies. He was in Indiana Jones, a little kid from
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
original Indiana Jones. He's
Mhm.
older now. He was in that movie. He was in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now they're putting his character into like a show with a similar topic, right? Like the multiverse and all this shit.
Yeah, I
They're
saw that.
throwing little. So one thing I didn't like about the first Loki was how they ridiculed and downplayed the Infinity Stones. Right? Remember they're
Yes,
in the
yes,
drawer,
yes.
they're paperweights, and they're like,
Yeah.
what? Like that kind of like I didn't like that because of the impact of what it had in the first three
Endgame and
phases.
Infinity, yeah, you're
Yeah,
like,
like
what the
it literally snapped away half the universe, and then you're gonna make them into paperweights.
Well, I
Right?
think they did that because they wanted to show
levels.
how powerful and what he's dealing with, where the shit that we consider to be the biggest threat is nothing on the scale of what Kang is working on,
Yeah.
which to me is
Right.
exactly what they did when they had Hulk get his ass kicked in the first fucking scene of Infinity War.
Infinity War.
I'm a huge Hulk fan and I
Yeah.
kind of hated it, but they did it because they wanted to show you his force from the get. They wanted to show you what Thanos is capable of as soon as he came on screen. So I think that's kind of why they
Gotcha.
did that. But yeah, you're right. It took the most important thing that you saw to date and it
Yeah.
basically brought it down to nothing. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I still to me the jury's still out on Marvel, man. They kind of slipping, man. I'll be
Didn't
honest.
they get rid of Kang or some shit? I just saw.
What happened with him? So on Ant-Man, oh, you mean like they took him out the cast, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think so. His case actually got thrown out, so I don't really
Oh,
think.
cool.
that there's
Okay, so
gonna
he's gonna stay as the villain.
yeah, yeah. So I
They
don't
could
really
do a
think
lot of
there's
cool
gonna be any
shit. They could.
repercussions.
I mean, I think they should bring in Galactus. That should be the big threat. It should be Galactus.
I would hope so. From what I saw today, it could be bullshit, but Tobey Maguire is supposed to come back in a multiversal fashion.
Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, could be true, could be not. I like Jonathan Majors, man. I think he's a great actor.
He is
so
a great actor.
I don't think they casted it wrong. I just hope that the story gets better because I'm not loving where any of these stories are going.
Same.
Yeah, I'm a little like that's I would have been if I was hyped to see it. I would have like first night, like, oh my god, I can't wait till Loki. I'm gonna wait for a few episodes to come out and catch up. I'm gonna watch it eventually, but
you might binge them.
I'm not hype. I'm not hype about it.
You might binge them though if you do get to see them because I'm telling you, this series stands above all of the rest of them.
They're planting a lot of groundwork. They're explaining a lot of things for the upcoming shows.
It has the most to do with what's gonna happen later
everywhere else.
And Loki's a fan favorite.
Yeah. Every other show seems to be telling its own fucking story. Like this one is moving things ahead.
And it's more like trendy and there's no real depth to the character and the story. Bro, there's so much depth right now going on. I really had to fucking pay attention to that shit because he's just jumping back and forth and making sense of the whole thing of why that's even happening. And I'm still trying to see how Kang has this hold on everything. Like,
I mean, in Ant-Man and the Wasp, they showed like a bunch of versions of him, right? Like 1,000 different versions of him.
Scene,
so that's the army that's coming to fuck everything up. I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
That's what they have planned.
Now
So
let's just
more-
see how long it takes.
Avengers,
So more than
Kang the
like his
Dynasty.
power, like what his capabilities are, it's more so the community of himself working in unison. So it's not like more superpower-ish, whereas
Right.
it's more by design because it's like some Illuminati of him and shit.
Yeah. He's
that's
not he's
deep,
a
God.
human. He's a human. He's not a
Yeah.
no powers in terms of like anything that
And you know,
there's no serum, none of that shit.
facts.
All of his stuff is just
Technology.
technology from the 30th century or whatever.
Right.
One thing to pay attention to is in Doctor Strange, the what's Mr. Fantastic, the dude from the office. Right. He the way he just appeared with that teleportation shit, I think that has a lot to do with the kind of technology that Kang is going to be bringing into.
Well, in the comic, that's his son.
Yeah.
He's Reed. Wait, Reed Richards is his son, or the other way around.
Franklin
Kang.
Richards is Reed Richards' son. Kang is a descendant, so not a son.
Okay.
A descendant of the Richards.
Yeah.
Line. So
Right.
I mean, I'm not sure if that's the way they're gonna go with
that.
it.
Probably not.
But seeing him appear just with that whole hologram door kind of shit.
That's a good point. Good call out.
That's something
a good
that's gonna. I think
Easter egg.
Yeah, because that was the first time you ever seen some shit like that, and it was just like it was nothing.
In Secret Wars, the star of the show, the one who wins is Spider-Man. He becomes Cosmic Spider-Man. You think they're gonna follow that?
Well, supposedly it's saying that Tobey Maguire is going to be in it. So I mean, obviously Spider-Man has a role. Whether they stick with that, they deviate a lot. As much as they stick to the source material, it's never 100%. They always deviate with something. So
yeah, they always deviate.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll catch up and watch it. Since we're on the Disney Plus thing, did you guys finish Ahsoka?
Yeah, I liked it, man. I think it's really good.
You saw Eaz?
No, I didn't see it.
Did you see that thing I sent you about the Mandalorian project? How they're gonna
what?
I don't know. There was some
financial
negative
advisors
Yeah.
saying that they should stop it, or because it's not making any money.
What?
Yeah, that they said that Osaka didn't. The ratings weren't good. Ahsoka didn't.
Yo, I'm gonna call you Arky the Butcher, like butchering everybody's names.
Facts. Yo,
Financial analyst calls for Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company to cancel Dave Filoni's
yeah. I saw the link.
Ratings for
That's crazy, bro.
So
it's like, what the heck do they expect? Like, that was really good. That was well written. The story was good. The fighting was good.
So just to give you guys some context, so Dave Filoni is a creator of the Clone Wars animated series and also Rebels, right? So Ahsoka is kind of like a continuation of the story from Rebels animated series. Those characters that you see in Ahsoka, Sabine Wren, General Syndulla, that the droid Chopper, that other dude, what's his name? The kid. Oh man, I forgot his name. You know what I'm talking about, Ark, the kid that was a Jedi too. He had a beard. He looked like Jesus. Ezra.
Oh, the one that's in
Ezra Bridger. So basically, it's a continuation of that brought into live action, and so they're continuing the story because in Rebels it ended with the General Thrawn, that blue evil dude.
Yeah.
He was taken to another far galaxy with these fucking, and it sounds crazy, these fucking space whales that can use hyper.
They brought him in, they went in there too.
So anyway, so it continues with that. So a lot of people that really enjoyed the animated series were looking forward to it. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed it. I wasn't, like disappointed. There was some, there was some questionable shit in there, but I was entertained. I enjoyed it.
There's just so much going on that's so dope.
Yeah,
like Mandalorian is so fire.
But the problem is that it requires you to know, like, so
the history,
the viewer going in, just somebody going in fresh, not knowing the story, is be like, who's this? What's this? Why is this? What's happening here? I don't get it. Like, what's going on? Who the fuck is this guy? Why is he a threat? Like, so that's why.
And the timelines and all that.
So so that's probably why it didn't get the best reviews. But Disney as a whole, like I've touched on in other episodes, is on a decline. A lot of the stuff they're putting out in theaters and shows, like I was saying, is not doing well. It's not getting a lot of views, and it's not doing well at the box office. So yeah, man, I don't know what's going on over at Disney, bro, but they own Marvel, they own Star Wars. Like, what needs to be done to put them in the right path of like big hits, like, you know, pumping out billion-dollar movies? They're not on the right track right now, man. And I hope that it doesn't affect the next phases of Marvel coming in. Like, I want to see that quality again that we got with the first 3 phases. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening over there. It's
but you know what though, man? It might I mean, it might be a little bit better for the industry in the sense that if this continues for just a little bit longer, you're going to see a lot more independent films get bigger budgets, because it's not just all blockbusters that are the only movies making money. If those movies start to slip up on their revenue, they're going to start taking chances on other stuff, because they're going to think there's a hole, like, for people to slip in other type of movies, the way like in the 90s where you used to have, or like everything, romantic comedies, action thrillers, all that type of shit.
The superhero genre is dying out, man. Unfortunately.
And it dominated for a long time the big box office draw. So I think that at some point you're gonna start to go back to stories and whether it's drama,
good writing.
Yeah, exactly. I
mean, so speaking of budgets, right?
I'm for that.
Speaking of budgets, right? Like, these movies have bloated fucking budgets. So, for example, this Marvel's movie that's coming out,
I can't even imagine.
What the fuck is this? It's like the TV changed on me, and now it's like playing some other shit. Sorry. The Marvels had like a crazy, like, it's expected that it's not going to do well. It's going to flop. Like the Indiana Jones movie, they spent like crazy amounts of money. Like, they're not making the money back. They're losing money. They're losing millions of dollars. So that's why the investors see that. The CEO, Bob Iger, is under fire. You know, you got the board looking at them like, why are we losing all this money? What the fuck's going on? So they got to correct the shit and see.
I think when it comes to profits, they're going to start to see that if we could put $30 million into a good story and make back 100 to 150, that's a way better business model than spending 250 trying to make $1 billion. You know?
Facts.
Yeah, exactly. For example, there's a movie that I want to see. I think it's in theaters. I'm not sure if it's called The Creator. It's about, like,
with
you heard
AI.
About that? You heard about that movie?
I saw that.
Yeah.
And it's getting good reviews, and they didn't
a good
need
storyline.
A great storyline. It didn't need a big bloated budget. Of course, it took some millions of dollars to make, but it didn't take $200 million fucking dollars. You know what I'm saying? I think they made it for
up against it.
I think they made it for under $100 million. Some great, but
there's no real big stars on it. That's why.
Yeah, great visual effects. I want to go check it out. I want to go check it out, man. It's a good sci-fi movie.
It's on Prime Time. I mean, it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah, you can rent it, or is it for rent or for free?
No, you got to rent it.
Oh, you gotta rent
that one you would have to pay for on Prime,
But you can also go on Goku.xx. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna bleep that out.
I just saw the Equalizer 3. Bro.
Oh, that's another one. Oh, see, I'm gonna make a list of movies.
So I really liked Equalizer 1. I thought Equalizer 2 was okay.
Okay.
This one,
crazy.
This shit right here.
Like
this shit right here.
Like,
this shit is John Blaze.
I've never like fucking John Wick, right? So up against 100 people, right? But everybody's got a gun, right? So it seems a little fucking surreal, right?
Right.
But this dude, like, I don't know, man. Just the way that Denzel plays it, the way that he can clear a fucking room out, and it's insane. And then this one has a little bit of a different visual, like, you know how in video games when
it's not trying to be John Wick.
Yeah. You know how in video games when you go in rage mode, right? Like it just. Like there's like a heightened thing on the screen.
Yeah.
They have like a visual of that where he's like in the zone and like it's silent and you just see him doing his moves of how he's killing them, and it's like a heightened focus on the
Resident Evil point POV.
Yeah, like they didn't have that in the first two, and that was dope to see. And he's in Sicily and he's up against the mafia, the old school mafia.
Yeah, put a little struzzi.
And bro, nobody.
He's up against the Illuminati.
Yeah, the Camorra, that's what they call it in the movie. But
the Camorra,
like, the Camorra, yeah, that's Italian word.
That's a move in jiu-jitsu. It's
an
arm lock.
It's the Italian word for like what we call mafia. So that's what he's up against, but it's so crazy how like you don't even stand a fucking chance, bro. And it's
Denzel, bro, one of my top actors of all time, bro. You know, it's funny. I was just putting stuff like while I'm doing work, I put stuff in the background.
You got a picture?
I got a big portrait of him. I was putting on I think HBO has it, Man on Fire. One of my favorite movies of all time, bro.
Facts. John Q, like, amazing.
Yeah. Right. Well, Man on Fire, bro, is like
Training Day, amazing.
She's in that too. Dakota Fanning is in it too. She plays the CIA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
She's been out of the game for a minute, right?
Yeah,
like she was like a little kid.
Yeah, she was a kid in that and the Man on Fire. They reunited for this movie, so she's a CIA.
Oh, dope. I definitely want to. I was waiting for it to come out on, so you could rent it now.
Yeah, it's on digital. Yeah.
Okay, dope
flick. So that's my movie pick of I guess of the episode. You go check that out, man. Equalizer 3 is dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna see that. Well, it's a little too late tonight to watch that, but I'm gonna watch that this weekend.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts, guys? Do you want to
not to get on some dark, but just sending prayers to everyone, you know, and that no matter what side, you know, or just peace over there, man. We're just praying for peace over there and hope things just calm down because it's
So I just want to say, like, you know, we obviously didn't want to have a somber note to the whole episode, and you know, we spoke about things that take us away. You know, we talk about entertainment and stuff like that, but we're aware of what's going on in the world, and you know, we have I don't want to speak on behalf of both of you guys, but I hold a heavy heart to what's happening over there. It's sad to see, just not just there, but everywhere in the world where there's war and people dying and people suffering. It just sucks, man. It's a dark side of humanity that I wish didn't exist, and unfortunately it's just our nature to be this way. And you know, I don't want to deep dive in tinfoil hat and speak on I don't want to take away from the tragic loss of life. It's sad, man, but you know, we recognize it, we acknowledge it, and we just send our love and prayers to everybody going through it, man. Hopefully we can resolve this.
One thing I want to say is it's so easy to be swayed by either side because both have a compelling story, and there's history. There's so much history behind this, and it depends on which history you're looking up on, and that's going to determine that. So if you don't know, look, of course, media is going to spin it a certain way.
Yeah, the media wants war. They want views.
Yeah, us out here, let's not support that because I'm seeing crazy shit out here, man, and hate crimes and just violation of humanity. And look, we don't understand their war over there. For as much as we think what's going on over there,
they're living it.
It's a complete. So we can't like try to, you know, the way we support is by bringing awareness and somehow like it. To be honest, I'm still the numbers up. I don't know how to really support what's going on over there because there's so many pieces that's going on right now, bro. We don't even.
It's a sensitive
escalating
topic
so fast too.
Yeah, we don't know how
getting included now. You know, we may invade Iran, and bro, that's other levels, bro. There's ramifications. To all of those. I just
pray this doesn't escalate. Sorry,
but at the end of the day, if we're gonna like go that route, right? Like all of this stuff has been written, man. This is really quote unquote prophecies and revelations. So my outlook on this is for as sad as it is, this is a time when there's going to be a rebirth. And regardless of whatever quote unquote religion you're on, there's a Messiah. There's a promise that's going to pretty much reveal itself. And that's something to be joyful about. So hold on to the positive that is to come out of this, you know, and there will be positive that's going to come out of this. We have to hold on to that hopefulness, because if we need support to lean on, why should we think like that? Just look at the times that's happening right now. If those times were written then, and we're seeing it happen, and we see that there's also written that, you know, there's going to be a salvation or whatnot. And this is when you have to get right with yourself. You know, this world war, if there is, but this is more on a spiritual level too, and is more on an individual level too. So we should, of course, bring awareness and pray for peace, but definitely can't let it consume us and hate either anybody out there, man. Like,
yeah,
please.
Just to give my 2 cents, I mean, just for me, like, one, as a father, it's hard to see some of the graphic stuff that's out there. Like, I mean, it's once you are a father, seeing any kind of bad things happening to children just hits you differently, right? And then for me, like, I'm gonna go in the opposite direction of Ark. Like, stuff like this is kind of what puts me off about religion and why it's never been a big part of my life. I don't like the conflict,
but that's what's going on over
throughout
there.
History. No, absolutely. But for me, like, I can only control what I can control in terms of how I live my life. But it's part of the reason why religion has never really been a big factor for my way of life. Why I'm not here instilling religion on my children, just because I'm put off by the conflict that it's caused since the beginning of time. And so for me personally, I'm not very well versed in what any side fights for, but I will say that I just don't like the conflict that can come from what people believe, you know, may have been written by whoever. Like, that's just like, I'm a man of science, always, first and foremost. And so for me, that part of this is the reason why it's ugly and it's disgusting to see what can be done in the name of religion.
You know, there's a lot of people that
we were like chatting about that earlier, Ark.
Right? There's a lot of people that are like that, right? And this is what I'm saying. Those people out there, they're fighting for something. So when we see these people here interrogating people, violating their rights, they're not even understanding the hate. They're just fighting because of whatever. Again, and I don't want to say which side the media is true. I'm not even trying to track any. We all know which side the media is favoring, right?
They're favoring war.
You know,
that's what they're favoring.
Okay,
I think can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, guys. Let me just reel it in, because I can understand both perspectives, but I honestly feel like, Ark, you're coming from a perspective more of faith rather than religion. And you know, when you say the scriptures, like, I know that you're not a seriously religious person, but you do see some truth and light in some of the scriptures in the Bible. But that does not mean that you're
their scriptures.
Yeah, that does not mean that you're a religious person. I don't consider myself a religious person. Neither does my wife, and you know, it's not like we're gonna be in church every weekend. We're not like that either. But it's more of a perspective of faith and having faith in a higher power, and you know, and the good and humanity and everything, and finding God within us. And listen, I don't want to get all preachy, and I understand your perspective, Eaz. You know, and you know, it is about putting everything together: faith, science, spirituality. It's all these, you know,
absolutely
the best parts of humanity.
If I could, like, put a signature to what it's spiritual science. That's exactly that, bro. Because I'm all for we have to prove things, and you know, and this, when I say scripture, again, it's just stuff that's quote unquote written, but even in scripture is said to scrutinize it, because you have to man. Truth should be proven. I mean, and you don't really have to prove truth. It proves itself. So everything should be.
The truth will always shine.
Yeah, and it should be provable, you know?
I was actually chatting with Ark on online. I mean, on Instagram earlier, and I was saying that, I was like, you know, this is the religionists were created these extremes from all sides, Christianity, you know, Islam, you know, the Hebrews, Judaism, you know, and I hate to have to, if you have a certain perspective, you're called anti-Semitic. You know, and I think the term is Zionism. Zionism is what's causing all this extreme savagery, and land grabs and all this stuff. And it's sad that it gets mixed together. You know, there's and that's what you have to be very careful how you phrase things and say things, because you automatically get pigeonholed into this, mindset that you think in a certain, you're an extreme leftist, or you're an extreme right winger. Like, no, we're just people that,
have
think for ourselves and critical, try to think critically. That's it.
And it's crazy because my pops, like before us, like before the kids, before even coming to this country, my pops was a Mormon missionary, man. He used to go around. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's crazy because every time I tell people that, it's like, no way. But that's the stock.
But no, I see that.
From. And my mom's is a devout Catholic, and the thing is that my father.
Now I'm gonna get therapeutic with you, Eaz. Now I see why.
But you know what? And then my pops too is also a man of science, and so he left the whole Mormon, like the ministry and all that, because to him, like, there was no room for questioning, and science is all about questioning and proving and to him it's he was
Facts.
torn. He was torn. Yeah, he was torn. He still had faith, but in the end, he liked the whole, like, I forgot what the fuck it's called, but like hypothesis and proving, like he liked the whole experimentation. He thought that there was validity to that. He was big with math, big with science. And so when we would speak about it as I grew up, to him, it was just like, you're not going to know what works for you until you find what works for you. But I can't tell you. Your mom can't tell you. No, the church can't tell you.
Salvation is personal, bro.
Exactly. He was like, and only you're going to know what works for you. And in the end of the day, it's all about being a better person. And whether it's being religious that makes you a better person, whether it's just being morally, like, being a morally good person, if that's what does it, at the end, it's only going to be about you being able to look at yourself in the mirror and being happy with who you are. Whatever drives you there, then you got to find it. You know what I mean? So,
you have people that's like in the who live in the most rural places or jungles, or just don't have access to technology and proper education, and they live, for generations. Who's to say that any one of them can't get saved because they don't, quote unquote, believe in the right religion? You see what I'm saying? Like, this way deeper than that. Religion, because there's so many classifications, and it's so difficult to just have one religion because the world is too big to live in that state. So it's like out of sight, out of mind, right? So that's why it was like broken up into free. It's easier for us to get contained. You go, just look, everything is by design, bro. You just look at something as small as like parade. You go to a parade, you see everything's whatever you say that.
Compartmentalized.
Right? Yeah. That's like 8 syllables and shit right now. But yeah, this is what they do. They, when you really break down the word religion, bro, it's a Greek word, right? And religio, and it pretty much means to divide and conquer, bro. So it's like, this is what it really did. It separated. And a lot of the stories, they're aligned. They're pretty much the same thing, just written in different languages, even from the state of Allah, right? What's Allah? Allah means power. It's not like Allah is a special word meaning that's specific to, it's just the Arabic way to say
interpretation.
Power. It's the same way how we say God. God is the English language of what power or what the higher power is. So there's so many little root causes that are nuances that if we were just made aware of, we're hating for no reason, bro. But it's because we're being conditioned. Like you said before, Theme, it's like war sells,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
even
Fortunately, it does.
So war sells and anti-war sells, but you don't see pro-peace, right? You don't see a lot of people doing pro-peace movements or because there's not real. There's no action in this. There's anti this. You see anti-rallies, bro. Them shit is crazy. Like you see people fighting like.
I mean, they're already having them out here in New York.
And
but listen, guys.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
You got a plane to catch?
The only thing I
got an after party with Drake in a bit.
If you're a student of history, you know that every single time that we ever fell into a huge recession or depression, what got us out of it is war. I don't think that's by accident.
Drops the mic, son.
Mic drop. I mean, couldn't have said it better.
Nah, we definitely should have to expand on this, man. And, we'd love to just get deeper on this.
Hello? Yo, Drizzy. Yeah. All right. I'll be there in a half. All right. Later. All right, guys. Let's wrap it up. Come on.
Word up. Peace out to everybody. Go check out GPS to the Soul, man.
Yo, give Drake my the CD, please.
I'll think about it. We'll see.
Yeah.
Get him on
All right,
the joint.
guys.
Tell him we got Joe Budden on the joint. We need him on the joint too.
Facts.
Let's do it.
Nah,
Later, guys.
You,
One
Osnv.
love.
Yes,
thank you for tuning in. Much love. Stay safe. God bless.
Later.
Peace, y'all.
Peace, y'all.